Yeah, I had recruited him at the University of Houston, and then got to A&M, and we had another kid committed. Got here, we had another kid committed, and Coach Morris had a relationship with him. He recruited him hard at Washington State, and that's really where it all kind of went. And he had some offers early. It didn't work out for him. People filled up with scholarships, and Coach Morris talked to him, and he wanted to come walk on here, and that's really how he ended up here.
Did he call you?
He was very interested, I think, in our system and what we run, and he obviously knows some Lake Travis kids on our team and felt comfortable here.
So did you have any competition to get him as a walk-on? And once it was established that he didn't sign with anybody for other schools that he was looking at?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I know, he's a really good baseball player, and so I think he was kind of thinking that route a little bit, but I didn't know of any that were really in the hunt as far as asking him to play football.
Were you impressed with his poise?
Yes, that was the main thing. You turn the tape on, there's lots of room for improvement, but the way he just held steady, there were some plays that weren't great and some times where it wasn't going very well, but he never blinked, and he just kept pushing forward and got better as the game went on, which is what you want to see.
So we'll see him Saturday.
You will see him Saturday.
Starting.
We'll see, yeah.
Okay.
We'll see.
What's Bo Carpenter's status?
Bo had an ankle sprain, and he's pretty much day to day. He's going to be reevaluated today, and so hopefully we'll get him back out there pretty quickly.
Coach, I know you've been here for 9 months and finally got Friday under your belt and everything. Were your duties leading up to that, or after the game, as being the OC and head coach, did any of that kind of wow, relieved, or any of your duties change being the OC and the head coach?
A little bit, in the past when I was doing this, I just speak strictly to the offense and deal with that and talk to the quarterbacks. And now you just have to pay more attention to the entire game, and that was really the main difference I saw. Which going in, it's a little apprehensive how that would go, but it worked well.
What did you say to your team pregame and postgame?
I just said I was proud of their effort so far, and they deserve to have a good showing, so let's go do it. Like I've said all along, a coaching change isn't easy, and the way those kids have embraced us and the work ethic has been great.
Kliff, when you were looking at tape with quarterbacks, what coaching points did you make with Baker? Where did you see that he could get better, or show me how he could get better?
Yeah, he was reckless with the ball. The ball touched the ground a bunch, and had some balls that could have been picked off that he stared things in. And then footwork is a constant battle with the young kids. When they get in the game, it kind of reverts back to whatever they've always done. So the footwork that fits our system. So there's lots of room for improvement, but when big plays were there, he made them, and that's what was exciting to see.
We feel like it's holding back the rushing game.
They've traditionally been really good at stopping the run. I think last year SMU was a top 10 defense and run defense, and we've always kind of struggled. That's their deal. They're going to make you earn it through the air. And that being said, we had some third and shorts we got to be able to get, and we got to have better push up front. I think with the type of running backs we have, we got to be able to create some lanes and get them onto the second level.
What did you see in the offensive line when you looked at the tape?
They played hard. We got to get better. We got to get a lot better, but there's some young guys playing that haven't played a lot. Just have to keep coming.
It looked like in the first half, more of the passes were going east and west, and then hopefully get some north and south. In the second half, it looked like you were going downfield a little more. Is that something that you talked about at halftime?
Yeah, it was more. I think Baker's confidence growing. I think he got some completions early, and then started feeling more comfortable in taking some shots downfield.
How much change up for everything after
He did a great job bringing energy. He caught a couple balls early in that drive, and anytime he's in, the defense is paying attention. He's a special player, and I was really proud of Jordan, who started for him and had to drop early but bounced back and made some big plays late, which was good to see that he didn't get his head down and kept playing hard.
How much did Baker check the line on Friday?
I saw him make a few checks, but not a ton. I think as he gets more familiar with our offense and seeing it and playing at a fast tempo, that'll increase. But the one to Jakeem late was a really good check that he made at the line.
Do you think Mayfield has a chip on his shoulder, like you said Friday night, because he was overlooked a little out of high school, or is this something that's been with them, from
No, I think he's just always kind of been the underdog. Just getting to know him a little bit and being around him, and he approaches it that way, and he's going to go prove people wrong every time he steps on the field, whether it's practice or the games, and that's fun to coach. It's fun to see that look in his eye.
What surprised you, good or bad, about your team?
You know, the effort was great. I just think the penalties once again showed back up, and we got to clean those up. We can't have that many penalties, and that's going to be an ongoing battle. But protected the football, didn't take it away, and had too many penalties, which were kind of things that hurt them last year, and so we got to get those corrected.
Because looking towards this week with 7 FCS opponents upsetting FBS teams last week, do you have the same thing extra these guys that they kind of know?
I better not have to. You know, it's our first home game, and we treat every opponent the same. We treat them with respect and play hard and really focus on us and how much better we have to get. So I would assume we're going to be ready to play.
What's your take on the perceived or real faking of injuries by defenses?
Yeah, I've had a lot of discussions with officials on that. There's nothing they can do. So, you know, so you'll see coaches yelling at the refs, but it does no good. So I've kind of stayed away from that. And you just,
how do you comment on that within your program defensively?
we just say don't get caught up in it. You know, I mean, we take a lot of pride in our conditioning, and you know, in the fourth quarter when guys are laying on the ground or faking injuries or doing all that, we don't get caught up in it. We just keep playing our game.
If I think there are 7 or 8 FCS teams that beat FBS teams this week, which is probably the most that's ever happened in one Saturday. What do you attribute that to?
I think, you know, the spread offense is a great equalizer, and if you get some really good skill, you can go in there and, you know, surprise people. I think that's part of it. High school programs are doing such a great job with these 7-on-7s, things of that nature, that are a ton of great skill all over the country, and just not enough, you know, as far as Division I slots for those guys. So sometimes they'll slide through the cracks and end up at FCS schools. But there's I mean, you turn on CNF Austin, they have great skill. They can play anywhere, and I think that's the biggest thing.
What are your concerns about them coming in here? Have you looked at film to take a look at what you got to get ready for?
Yeah, they run a spread offense similar to ours. I mean, the last week the quarterback threw 450 yards and all sorts of touchdowns, scored 40 points. So really explosive offense with great skill, and then defensively very. You know, they're an attacking group and had a bunch of turnovers last week, and so you got to come in and handle your business.
If obviously you didn't get what you wanted out of the running game Friday night, when you looked at it, did you think just more on the offensive line or on the running backs?
I think, like I said, I think the main thing was their schemes do a good job taking away some running game. But that being said, we had the short yardage situations that you just got to find a way to make it. And I know our backs run tough, and our O-line just has to continue to get better, which they have. I mean, from spring to now, it looks like a completely different group. And hopefully we can show that much improvement by the end of the year.
Cliff, going into the game, what would you guess, or what did you kind of have in your mind, number of passes versus number of runs?
Yeah, I would have hoped it would have been 50-50. But once we're struggling running, we just, I guess I've said it all along, if we can't run it, we're going to throw it. And if we can run it, we're going to run it. And we just cut Baker loose.
We noticed early on you had a discussion or two with the officials. They seemed to be slowing the game down and not letting you keep the tempo up. Kind of what was that about, or what did they tell you?
Yeah, we were doing some things personnel-wise that it looked like we were in 2 backs, but then we'd go into 10 personnel, and they were just confused. And we weren't subbing, and it appeared to them we were. And so they kept holding it, and I just had to explain to them, hey, we're not subbing personnel. You can't hold the ball. And we got it straightened out by the second half.
What did you like from the defense?
The energy. You'd like to have some more turnovers, but the ball was on the ground a few times and took some bad bounces, and we didn't get it. Obviously, lots of sacks and could have had a lot more, but really the energy. They were excited for each other, making plays, and it's a good group of seniors that have played a lot, and it was good to see them have success.
I was coming up this week with struggling in the running game last week. Are you guys going to try to put more emphasis into the game plan, running the ball next week, or just kind of?
No, however we can score the most points is what we're going to do, and that's what we do. Like I said, I would have liked to be able to run it more and get it to those backs, but if it's not working, we're not going to bang our head against the wall.
So some of those guys who went out late in the game, you have this Bo Carpenter, Smetis, and maybe Trey Porter, Jordan Davis.
Yeah, Bo is pretty much day-to-day with an ankle sprain, and same with Jordan, had a low hamstring, and Trey is fine. he was just tired.
Anything to update on Tony Morales?
Tony is out. Yep, he's still out. So.
Anything else?
But you talk about also Eric Ward, obviously had a huge game. I think he was a little bit slow coming out of the locker room. There's no shrinkers the other night. But that was
Just getting rehydrated. You know, that was the most humidity, obviously, that we've been around, and as a team, some of those guys got wiped out early. I mean, even pregame warm-ups was really about 100 degrees. So I think with the nerves and everything, some of them just got overheated, but he was fine.
When you talk about the Reginald Davis play, I mean, pretty nice debut for him, first catch, touchdown.
Yeah, that was good to see. He had dropped one, you know, the series before, and so to watch him come back and make up for with a play like that, I don't think we blocked one person, and he did it all on his own. So that's exciting. He's that type of talent. He's still figuring out how good he really is, and the sky's the limit if he'll just buy in and work every day.
Is Eric helping him out, and the receivers work together, and how impressed were you with Eric's performance?
Very impressed. I mean, he came back for a reason, you know, and so I was excited to see him have that type of success, and he's one of the best practice players I've been around as far as his work ethic, every rep he goes. So for those young guys to see that on a daily basis over and over, it's great for our program.
Okay, guys. Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.